Hello, chaps. I'm live. Yes, I'm live again. And welcome to another Friday night live stream with your host, John. Yes, that's me, your host. I like to call myself that. It sounds good. It makes me sound important. So, anyway, I'm just waiting for people to sort of come along and join. So, I'll be usually, this whole kind of thing. I just chat away with people that come on the little chat box here beside me. So, you can see I'm looking in this direction. That's where the computer is, and I'm very rarely actually looking straight in. Reason for that is this is where everything is happening, not really there. You know, I'm not that photogenic anyway, so people don't really want to be seeing my face. And as you can see, the beard is gone. Yep, shaved the beard off. Felt it made me look a little bit too old. Yeah. Not that I don't like being looking too old. It's just that if you can look a bit younger, why not? Why not? Why not? It's amazing when you're sort of a teenager, all you want to do is be older, and then you get older and all you want to be is a teenager. Anyway, Namir off. One second. Oh, hell yeah. C1. Unfortunately, I don't speak or read Russian. You're welcome. Welcome. I won't. I used to be able to say hello in Russian. Sredjuyski or something. Zredstoy. Yeah, like I said, I used to be able to. I used to have it. I used to have it off because I had a friend of mine who was from Russia, and he was trying to teach me a few words, but I just couldn't get my mouth around it, and I just got about as much as hello, and that was quite a number of years back actually. You're welcome along to the live stream. Anyway, tonight I'll be talking really about the group build. And we're having a group build, yes, on the Facebook page. If you're not a member of the Facebook page, get over there and join the Facebook page. It's JMSM on Facebook. Here's a Rebel Builder. Hello, how are you? Delane 78 it was. Yes, I was wondering, so Rebel Builder, that's something I hadn't seen before. Delane 78. Yes, I remember seeing you once or twice there on the live streams. Welcome along. Welcome to join me. In a little while, I'll be showing you the mouse. I have the painting of it done. I've got the camouflage finished. I got the tracks done there just a little while ago. And next step now is to give it a glass coat, decals and a little bit of weathering. I'm not going to go overboard on weathering in this one. It's going to be kind of a factory freshish look. I like the factory freshish look, especially after doing the last one. Like the last one there I did was the elephant, and I kind of went overboard on the weathering with that. There was a reason I went overboard on the weathering with that, as I explained to you the last time as well. That the reason was really that I wanted to show people different sort of methods within the same kind of thing. So I kind of overdid it, but it worked out well. It worked out well. So loads of new people now joining again. Ian, how are you? Mr. P, good evening. Cracking job on the mask camo. Yes. I'm quite happy with how it came out. Just finished off the tracks there in the last few minutes. Kevin, good evening. Cushman NYC, how are you? Namir off. Hello, Kevin. Hello, everybody. From Namir. Don, how are you? Well done with the camo. Superb job. Thank you very much. And Iron Heyman. Hey, folks. So if anybody hasn't actually seen it yet, the camouflage, you probably have. But ta-da. There we go. That's the camouflage scheme I decided to go along with. And as you say, I have the tracks sort of finished as well. I'm after giving them just a brown and a bit of a dry brush. little bit of weathering now and then, and that'll kind of finish them off. But I was trying to kind of get close enough to the Irish Army camouflage for it. Now, somebody put in a comment on the video saying that if the war went on from 1946, 1947, and the Irish joined the Axis side, God forbid, and the Russians gave us some of them, that's what this vehicle kind of turned out. If you see me kind of stretching around the back, I have my shirt over the back, as in my old uniform. The shirt, and it's the camouflage, and that kind of, there's the camouflage. There's the Irish Army camouflage scheme, right? And as you see, it's kind of similar to the to what I did with the tank. So if I can kind of hold it up, that up with one hand. This is one of those times now I could do with a little assistant. Fabi could come and help me out, but you know. And there's the tank. So it's similar but not the same. Okay, similar colors. I got the kind of the light green Grand, the dark green. Like I said, it's more of an olive drab than a green. Whereas the brown and black are basically the brown and black. They're okay, but near enough. I'm quite happy with it. Whether, like as I said, it's a paper Panzer anyway. It wouldn't. I mean, they didn't go into production, so therefore it's a what if, and the paint scheme is also a what if, and it's a variation, onto something more modern. It's a very kind of a modern style of camouflage, and I think it really works. It really does work because. I mean, I've looked at that now, say on the bench, and from a distance, you can't really make the shape out. It's very off-putting, and when it's in low light, it's actually very good. It really does blend in, and it hides the shape of the vehicle itself. So I can imagine it, say, out in a field, or in coming through forests, or with forests behind you, kind of thing. It'd be very, very sort of hard for your sighting systems to kind of figure out where you're actually flicking aiming, which is the whole purpose of that kind of stuff, really. The whole purpose of modern camouflage is to throw off your aim. Sort of, is that the center? I can see the vehicle, but can't really quite make out which way it's pointing or anything like that. So that's the whole purpose of camouflaging a vehicle. You're not actually going to hide it, but you're going to kind of distort the shape, and it'll throw off. It throws off sighting systems, computerized sighting systems, especially that digital camouflage when it came out initially. Sort of the auto sighting systems on AFVs and tanks were basically, they went haywire. Literally went haywire. It just couldn't. Almost to the point that they shut down. They just wouldn't. They couldn't zoom in on it because they couldn't get the distance. They couldn't judge how near or how far it went away from them. And that whole idea came, really, when you think of it, from World War I with the ships. If you ever look at some of the really weird camouflage schemes that came up with ships in World War I, some of the weirdest, stripes going in all different directions and weird colors and patterns and things like that. And the whole purpose was to throw off the shape. You didn't know what size it was. You didn't know what type of ship it was, and you're with the way that the stripes were going, you didn't know how close it was or how far away it was because you couldn't get a proper zoom on it. And that's the whole purpose of camouflage. But people sometimes think that camouflage is literally to hide it. No, it's not. Camouflage in vehicles is to throw off sighting systems, and so you don't really know how near or how far it actually is, so you can get your range off and things like that. It takes them longer to zoom in on you. So that's the whole purpose behind that. So let's continue on down along the chat, and we'll see what we're getting here in the chat. Ian Hyman. Hey folks, Liam Kelly, good evening, John, Greg Campbell. Thanks very much, Liam. I see there's 4 new kits coming. Yes, that Lav 25, the Piranha. I did that actually. It's actually a nice kit. It is a nice kit. I did it in green actually. I was trying to get my hands on the a Moag Piranha because that's what the Irish have, and I couldn't get one. The closest I could get was the Lav 25 Piranha. And I also got my hands on Striker and things like that. And they were close enough. Didn't quite get what I wanted to get from it, but I painted them up anyway. But that Lav 25 Piranha is a nice one. U.S. Marine Corps, I think, used to use that. Liam is an ex-army person. Fair play to you. I'll do the American thing. Thank you for your service. I suppose, anybody that served in any military, you've got that kind of camaraderie, that kindred spirit, no matter which army you served with. We have that kind of that little bond. It's always there. So thank you, Liam. Cushman NYC tank looks great. Yes, I think so. Anyway, I'm really fucking chuffed to bits with how it came out. Okay, really am. Paul Sutton, evening, John and everyone. Cushman NYC, I've learned so much from you. Thank you very much. Thanks for taking your time out to watch it. I appreciate that, because it just goes to show that I'm not sort of sitting up here wasting my time. That'd be the worst thing, I'm amazed that anybody listens to me in the first place. But it'd be even worse if I was sort of sitting up here talking to nobody and wasting my time. But I'm glad that the channel has taken off in the way it has, because I enjoy it. Do you know what I mean? I get a little kick out of it. I get a little buzz out of it. Shall we say, I'm not going to make a living out of it, but you never know. You never know. Things might click in there. I might be like the new John Septiceye and end up at sort of 20 million subscribers. And doubt that in modeling anyway. But we can live in dreams. We can live in hope. Did a good job on that there. Says the Rebel Builder. Lloyd, how are you? Good evening, Lloyd. How are you? Lovely job there on that tank. All that freaking extra armor on the turret must have freaking driven you mental, especially getting it painted. But the great thing about with all that, those extra little boxes and things like that, dry brushing works a fucking wonder with it. It really makes it stand out and makes it look fucking absolutely fabulous. Works well. So nice job there on that one, Lloyd. Liam, wasn't that called Dazzle Cam? Yes, it was that World War I stuff. It was called Dazzle Cam because basically it's what it did. It dazzled people, and it dazzled. They couldn't sort of figure out how far or what the fuck it was in the first place. Commander Wolfman, I'm late. Well, you're not that late. Okay, you're only, I'm only on here a couple of minutes. Good evening, chaps, and I hope everybody is good. Everybody is good. Of course they're good. They wouldn't be here if they were good. If they were bad, no bad people allowed. Ash Lecra, hi John. How's the JU-88? People keep asking me how's the JU-88. I made the cockpit and I stopped. Okay, I stopped. Just goes to show that it's a different. Aircraft is a different beast. I definitely kind of stick to the armor. I will get it done. But shall we say, the mojo definitely isn't there for aircraft. And in the size of it, like I said, I have it just here in front of me. It just to always to sort of keep the old mind focused. That's the cockpit. And that is so fucking small. Chunky fingers, not the best of eyesight. I just put it aside. It's one of those things. I will get around to it eventually. But shall we say, it's I wouldn't put it down as a failure, but I wouldn't put it down as a success either. Okay. Commander Wolfman says, John, I think I can speak for most of us, including myself, to say you are an inspiration to model builders. Thank you very much. Oh, God. My ego is well stroked with that one. Von Holdinghausen, main purpose of that ship camo was to make it as hard as possible to see what angle you were looking at the ship, and to make it as possible for U-boats to calculate how to aim a torpedo. Exactly. Basically exactly what I was saying. You didn't know how far away it was, what way it was orientated, what size it was, nothing. It just totally fucking screwed everything up. And like I said, with the modern digital camo, when that came out first, they found that a lot of the sighting systems, the digital sighting systems, couldn't figure them out altogether. No, they solved that problem very, very quickly, very, very quickly. But initially, it was a problem. It was a problem with them. But we can push the numbers. No, we'll try. We'll try and push the numbers. Speaking of pushing numbers, the Facebook page has, today alone, we got 29 new members today. 29 new members today to the Facebook page. That is definitely, well, it's a record for the Facebook page. 29 new people signed up. Quite a lot of them are East European. And there's one chap there, well, I was just flicking through it, and one of the new members put up a post there. I'm trying to find it now. I have it here in front of me. Here we are. Jez Coleman. Okay. He did this. Okay. He did the Panther, the SA-22 Greyhound. And if you get over there to the Facebook page, go down there. He's got 32 to 3 to 4. He's 35 pictures up of step-by-step building of this kit, and wow, it is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. There's an engine in it. There's fucking the interiors. Well, all this undercarriage stuff. It's all there. It's all detailed. It's absolutely stunning. All totally fucking stunning. Jez, my God, that is absolutely brilliant. As far as I'm concerned, professional builder. I can imagine what I'd be able to do with it. I'd give it a go. I'm meant to give it a go, actually. Beautiful kit. But unfortunately, as Don keeps reminding me, I can't win it. Neither can you, Don, okay? Neither can you. Or neither can Lloyd. So that's 3 of us out of the competition anyway. But well, whoever does win that is going to be very, very chuffed. And whoever does win it, I definitely recommend that you go back then and find Mr. Coleman's build on that. Absolutely beautiful. Where are we now? Here we are. Commander Wolfman, I think. Builder, you can push the numbers, John. There we go. Liam Kelly had a bit of a wobble last week, but I'm on the level ground again. Yeah, I heard about that, Liam. I'm glad that you're back in your feet. Fair play. It's nice that you're back to the end of the stupid, and stay strong and keep up the meds. Yeah, keep taking the tablets daily. I do anyway. I want 5 tablets a day. Yeah. And even at that, I just being unwell in general, it's not nice, and it's great when you kind of get back into it again. So it's nice to hear, Liam. Fair play. Common Room Junction, hey all. The beard's gone. Yep, the beard has gone. Don, I was saying to Don. Don said I was chatting with Don last night, and he was saying something came up and he said, I get away with it because I have a beard. I said, about that, the beard is gone. I had to shave. Making me look a little bit too old. Not that I'm young or I am very old, but I just felt that the beard made me look even older than I was. Okay, when I looked at myself closely in the mirror there one day, I got out of the shower, and whatever way I looked in the mirror, I went, "Oh my God, I look as if I'm about 70," and couldn't get it out of my head then for the whole week. It was in every day I was like, "Oh no, I take it off, I take it off," because every time I looked in the mirror, then all I could see was a 70-year-old man, and I'm only 55. Okay. And isn't it amazing? Like when you're a teenager, all you're doing is want to be older. You're even telling lies and things like that. Somebody asks you, when you're 17 or 18, how old are you? Oh, I'm 23, 24, things like that. And then you sort of start hitting 40, and then you start going backwards with your age. How old are you? I'm 38. I'm not 40 yet. And then you get to 55, and people ask you how old you are, and you just don't care anymore, and you tell them I'm 55. But I want to be younger. I'd love to be 40 again, kind of thing. And but I didn't like looking 75 and it just, or 70, and it just got to me. So just off it came, and I'm happy again. I must tell the missus that if I ever decide to grow a beard again, slap me and say no. Because anytime I've asked her, what does it look like? Do you think, oh, it's just grand? I had vision, nerve damage in my hands, very bad back. What you want to build. So I started building again because of you. Thanks for that, and for the stream. So fair play. See, none of us are sort of as healthy and young as we'd love to be, and it's fit. I'm still working away, and most of my job is walking from one house to the next and one side of the city over to the other. If anybody doesn't know, I when I left the army, I went back to college and got qualified as a healthcare assistant. So now I just sort of call to elderly people like myself. I'll just help them on with a couple of daily tasks and things like that, and meds prompts and stuff like that. But it's all sort of walking around. But come like Friday, I feel it, and I said to myself, cracky Mac, I didn't do that much. So, as you get older, you kind of tend to slow down a bit, and a couple of motorcycle crashes and things, they all add up. And so we say we're not as fit as we'd like to be. Anyway, Liam Kelly said he's seen the picture of that kid, looks amazing. Yes, the job he did on that was absolutely fabulous. Did you ever hear of the track god? No. What is it, a person or a thing? The track god. Kieran Kennedy, hi John, you started me back to modelling again. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Yeah, it's great when you get back into it, isn't it? It's one of those things. But the only danger I found, because I made the mistake when I got back into it, I got too into it, and I started ignoring things around me and stuff. So I had to find myself that happy medium. And the way I have it now is I'm happy with it now. I'm at it every day, but I spend in the evenings, come 8 o'clock, I come up here to my room, and I'm here till 10 o'clock every evening. So I have 2 hours, and that's my little time to myself. And I either model, or I'll have the computer here in front of me, or I'll watch videos, watch what other people are up to, and that's my time. That's my time for me. And like I said, sometimes I'd model, sometimes like I might only put on 2 or 3 pieces onto a kit, and other times then I'd sort of finish up at 10 o'clock, go downstairs, have a cup of tea, come back up, say half an hour later, and I could be here till 12 o'clock back modeling again. But it's rare that I'd actually do that. But you've got to don't go 100% balls to the wall into it. limit yourself, limit your time, set out your time to do it. At least that way, then, for one, you won't burn yourself out and get annoyed with the thing. And two, you won't sort of alienate yourself from the rest of the family, because unfortunately that's what I had done. And shall we say, it took a while to come back from that. Anyway, here we are. Cushman and we say we're the same age. Yes. So you're another 55-year-old, healthy 55-year-old. Dirk Digler, hello builders, hello Dirk. Mr. P, any progress on the new camera setup? I'm 55 myself and have got a hair on my and I've not got a hair on my head. Well, I've got no problem with the hair. It's just it's gone very, very grey and white. Very, very grey and white. I went grey in my 30s. I think it was about 35, 34, 35, and I started going grey. But at least that's kind of kept onto it anyway. Getting light in places. Camera setup. Well, I have the camera. Okay. I still have to get a camera stand, and I'm still on the kind of the on the saving up stage to get myself a new laptop, computer, or thereabouts, a computing system, because like I said, the what I'm using is a Chromebook. Made the mistake of buying a Chromebook, and I wouldn't mind, but a laptop was practically the same fucking price. But no, I'll buy a Chromebook because it sounds good and everything else. And then I had it a little while, and then I realized, right, I can't get what I want to get on it. And then when I got the camera, beautiful camera, Canon EOS, nice DSLR camera, and I can't hook it up to the computer, so I can't use it, unfortunately, at the moment. But it's sitting there. I'm taking photographs and things, getting used to it, getting used to the camera, because they're not an easy thing. The technology, it just gets so complicated. I mean, I look at Abby now. Abby's 10, and she's at a computer, and it's nothing to her. And you can see her, and she flies through the keyboard and things like that at the age of 10. And it's nothing to her, because when you look at it, she's been that type of technology has been there since she was a baby. So it's nothing new to her. Whereas with us, us 55-year-olds end up, and even to younger, but still sort of more mature, the mature of us. Commodore 64 in the 80s was wow. And you look at a Commodore 64 now, and it's things like even phones, mobile phones, like they've got so complicated and things. It is absolutely unbelievable. Half the things, like even on the Chromebook, half the things now I don't even use, because I don't know how to use them. And all these social medias with WhatsApp, Instagram, who's done it, Facebook, God knows what else. There's so many of them there. You got to just kind of take a step back and say, whoa, just pick a few and work on those, because the old brain fills up. And if you learn something new, that means something old has to go. And one of these days I'll be sitting down, I learn something new, and get up and try and go out, and I forget how to walk. That's the danger. That's what I'm afraid of. So that's my excuse for not learning new technologies. In case I forget how to walk. The track god, because of all those track links on the P1000. Lost count after 200 links. Oh my God. Yeah. I saw the pictures on Facebook. Wow. Now I thought the bottom of this, it's actually very, very similar suspension system to that. Very, very similar suspension system to the mouse. So obviously it was a new type of suspension system they were working on for, say, heavier vehicles. But the one there on the Rata it's definitely it's wider again, but wow, freaking hell, and all the links from the length. Luckily enough, though, this now had a long. Well, there were say sections. You could put a couple of sections together, and then you had say the indie links for around the edges. But yeah, I can imagine sort of some serious amount of linkages there with the rat. Sorry, John, got to go. Been called out for a job. Evening, catch you all next week. So Ian had to go, unfortunately. Del there. It's mind over matter, so don't mind because your age doesn't matter. Yeah, simple case of mind over matter. I don't mind and you don't matter. Isn't that it? Yeah. Ours is not to reason why. Liam Kelly, John, what would your ultimate kit that you would want to do or done? And the grey is winter camo. Oh, the grey and that is a winter camo, is it? What to talk about? Yeah. Oh, my ultimate kit would have to be a tiger. I think I'm after forgetting the company that did it because I know the last time I priced it was thinking it was a little bit silly, but I was thinking of going back to it again, and I'll find it eventually. It's the and it's not the Academy Tiger with the full interior, but I think it was it wasn't Hobby Boss. Ryfield, I think, is the Tiger one with a full interior, and they give an absolutely beautiful, beautiful interior on it. That would, I suppose, would be my ultimate kit to build. The only thing that would put each time I think about actually saying pulling the trigger and getting it is once you build it, how do you display something like that? Because something like that is something that, to me, is a kind of a glass cabinet job. That you'd have it in sort of with your, taken apart in your little sections with, say, I think Andy's Hobby Headquarters did one, not the actual. They did it with a king tiger, I think, but little posts to keep everything up, and it's just, is it a waste? Not a waste in the build and the painting and the enjoyment of that, but how would you display something like that? I don't know. But it's all, you get your thrills in the builds, thrills from the build. That's it. Like most of them here. Do you mean I'm looking at tanks there, and I said to myself, I have a couple of lines of them over there. In the case of, who am I showing him to? I'm not showing him to anybody, so it doesn't really matter about the display. If something fell on them, would it bother me? To be quite honest with you, I don't think so. I don't think it would bother me if they all got broken or whatever, because I got my enjoyment out of them already. I got my enjoyment out of building them, painting them, and that's where I got my thrill. My thrill isn't of looking at them or collecting them or anything else like that. I get my enjoyment out of building them. But after spending, say, the money and the time, you don't want to throw them out either. But shall we say, if they kind of went missing, all I'd say is to myself, oh, big space now. I have to fill up that space with something. And that's the case now, where I'm sort of, they're kind of coming in and topping me because I don't have space for them at all. And eventually I'm going to put some shelves along here. You're going to have to see shelves along there that's going to be full of fucking tanks as well, because I've nowhere else to put stuff. I've literally nowhere else to put stuff. Where are we? Cushman NYC, my 12-year-old is my computer tech. Yeah, you have to find yourself a kid. Our top parents are supposed to teach their children. This day and age, it's all that sort of the children are teaching the parents how to do stuff. I mean, so you sort of put a sign outside the door. I request the existence of a nerd. I definitely do that, because when it comes to like with the older laptop I had when I was learning when I got the software for doing up videos, putting clips on and all that kind of stuff. It was like going back to school trying to figure out how to do stuff. Whereas if I had a sort of a child beside me showing me how to do it, it'd probably been a much easier. But trying to figure it out myself, it was quite hard, I must admit. And when I get, say, a new computer type thing, and I'm going to have to go through that whole thing all over again, because the last one I had was I had Windows Movie Maker, which is for Windows 7. Windows 7 is no longer basically looked after by Windows or Microsoft, so you have to kind of go for Windows 10. So that's be a whole new editing system. So I'd have to go off and learn that all over again. So yay, the joys of that. But yeah, well, Commander Wolfman, John, when the virus has come to an end, if the virus comes to an end, we're all able to go out and about and do awesome things again. When you get the chance to yourself, come down to the Tank Museum. You'll love the Tiger 131. Yeah, mad. Like I said, I think I've mentioned it once or twice before. It is definitely on my bucket list. It's grand, say, seeing pictures of it and seeing, say, someone standing in front of it. You can say, oh, look, because it is massive. But it's like everything else. You won't really know until you're actually standing beside it yourself, Like I remember out in the Lebanon seeing T-55s. There's a couple of them that the SLA had, the South Lebanese Army, although they were Tehran 5, it's basically a T-55s, and getting to sit inside in them and things like that, and God, they were smelly yokes. But I remember then I was down in the headquarters that was down on the Israeli border, the UN headquarters, and the Israelis were coming through themselves, and there was a line of about 5 or 6 Merkavas came through, and wow, they're awesome bloody yoke, awesome thing. Absolutely awesome. But so we say, no matter how good a picture is, it doesn't really do the justice of actually standing in front of the real thing. So when it comes to, say, seeing, like my favorite tank, I said, is the Tiger one, and seeing one in real life would be absolutely that is my number one bucket list. And it's not actually a very, when you think of it, it's not a totally far-fetched thing to do. It's quite doable, quite doable. So I'll get there. I will get there. Our unfinished kits builds allowed in the group. Our old unfinished kits builds allowed in the group. Oh, get you now. There was something that you might have started a long time ago, put it aside and then take it back out again and then kind of finish it off. As long as it falls into the parameters of, say, the 3 categories, I don't see a problem. To be quite honest with you, I don't. Like I said, this is a fun build. The whole purpose was it just to build something, and build something that, for a certain reason, okay? And the reason for this one is for in memory of Paul Smith, and if that's what you want to do, and you have something that fits into the category of those 3 categories, then off you go, build away, Del, and you can enter it. So another thing I want to say about that, about the group build, because if I don't, Don will be texting me all freaking night and giving out to me. I did say on a video that you can start sending in your final reveal pictures in February, the start of February. I was wrong. Okay. Hold off. You can post your pictures of your final reveals, right, if you want to, but make sure that you do it again in the first 2 weeks of March. Okay. So from the 1st of March to the 14th of March. That is the time to post your finished builds on the Facebook page or email them a picture of the finished build to me. Okay, because I know that there's two people who are not on social media. They don't want to go on social media, and they've sent me their pictures of their say starting kit, what they're going to start with, on an email, and that is quite acceptable because not everybody wants to go in on social media, and I can understand that. So post your final pics for the group build first 2 weeks of March. Okay, nice and slow, nice and simple. I hope Don is happy with that. Makes sense because we've got to try and kind of compile the list. So you got from the 1st to the 14th of March, we'll get our lists then together then for the 1st to the 12th, for the 14th of March, and then 14th of March then we'll be doing the live show, blah, 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 pulling out the ticket on St. Patrick's Day, okay, for the competition for the SA22 and also for the Phantom from Lloyd, and it's a 1/72nd scale Phantom. Again, John with his stupid brain said 1/48th in the video, and I've had to correct it myself on that. It's a 1/72nd scale. So anyway, lads, stick with it, and build what you want. Just have fun, have fucking fun. So right, let's get back up now, because all I got to do is barely touch the fucking mouse thing. Not this mouse. Not this mouse. This mouse. Squeak, 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 and not that mouse. Okay, all I got to do is barely fucking touch this thing, and the chat just boom, slides, and I kind of miss half it, so I got to go back over it again. Here we are. Boom, boom. Our old unfinished kit, yes, that. Liam Kelly. Unite the student. Untie the student you have locked up. Exactly. There's another thing. I remember the students that we've robbed all his stationery and bits and pieces for. Tie him up. Untie him there for a while. Promise to let him go if he'll teach you how to use the computer. And then when he teaches you how to computer, just bunk him over the head and tie him up again and shove him back down the cellar. Because he's bound to come in handy again. Bound to come in handy. Del Dare, thanks for that. Cheers. My favorite is the Centurion. Oh, yeah, I like the Centurion as well. I did a 1/25th scale Centurion. That is just there. It's an old Tamiya kit. 1/25th scale. Simon Kemp from 1/25th scale diorama builds sent it on to me. Beautiful kit, really, really enjoyable kit, and it's got an interior and everything. Lovely, lovely kit. Wesley Piss, Mr. Wesley Piss. How's she cutting? I see your razor will be cutting fine. Yep, razor is cutting grand and well. I'm one of those lazy shavers. Use a Philly shave. Works wonders. I have a hair cutting machine. That's what kind of cut the main bit off, and then sort of finish it off then with the electric. Sorry, just getting a bit dry in the throat from talking. Yep, an Irishman is getting tired of talking. Where are we now again, Liam? They start up as well. They start that up as well. I'm sure it's the tie. The Tiger one more. They have it. If you get there on the right day, I think they start it once or twice a week, and you literally have to be kind of there at the right time for them to start it. I presume, like everything else, you mean if they don't start it, it'll, seize up or something wrong with it, because they're old engines, and if you don't look after them and maintain them, they're not going to work. I'd love to get over and time it just perfectly for Tiger Day or Tankfest, one of those two. Although not necessarily Tankfest, but more Tiger Day. Although, yeah, I'd like to see sort of tank. Thing about say going there on Tankfest is I have the feeling there'll be too many people there and you won't really get to see as much up close. But I'd like to see it where I've got time to get around and get to see stuff, Mr. Golden V, good evening, folks. Good evening. That reminds me, John, how long do we have for our bills? Well, basically, I have until the end of February. Okay, finish off at the end of February and then start posting. So if you're not posting, say, till the second week of March, then, you've got till the second week of March. So the final sort of get it up and get it posted date is say the second week of March. Okay, be around say the 13th or the 14th of March. I'll be more perfect with the date. I'll get back to you on that. Still plenty of time yet, but I'm saying maybe the 12th of March. Okay, have it up and done by the 12th of March. That gives me a day or two then, and done a day or two then to get our list compiled for the draw. Okay, so I'm holding firm with that. The 12th of March. Okay, do you hear that, Don? 12th of March, final date for everything being in. Okay. Yep. There's Don. Don, you're there. Don is very happy with the final reveal dates, March 1st to March 14th. You're doing great tonight. Must be the lack of a beard this week. Yes, you see, the chin isn't as heavy, so I can chat away. Easier. So Don, we're saying the 12th of March for the final day, not the 14th, because we'll be doing the live show on the it's Paddy's Day, the 17th of March, actually. Yes, Paddy's Day, the 17th of March. I beg your pardon. God, I'm forgetting my Irishness. 17th of March is St. Patrick's Day, and but we'll still say the 12th of March. Have it all up and done, but by the 12th of March, and you've got till then. You've got till then to get it all finished and get your pictures uploaded. Anything after that, then will just be have great fun. Have great fun and enjoy the build. You can be posted. You could sort of start now and finish it in a year's time. It'll still be part of the group build, and you can still upload it as part of the group build, but you just won't be in the draw. Okay, so for entries for the draw, you have to be in by then. Wolfman, that reminds me, John, how long we have for Mr. Golden V. You bought the Scammell Pioneer from IBG. It's going to be the first model you've made in 17 years. Yes, a friend of mine made that. It's a Scottish friend of mine, actually. And he did an absolutely beautiful job on it. Beautiful job on it. And it is a nice kit. Those IBG kits are nice. I did two of them. Yeah, I did two of them. They are quite nice. They're quite nice. They do a lot of the Bedford QLDs and things like that. They were quite nice. That's what I did. Apparently the Tiger would run on biodiesel. Oh, would it? Did not know that now. I suppose, you want to be kind of, with an old engine, you have to be very careful what you'd use in it, because, they blow up the engine in that Tiger. Where are they going to get another one? So you got to be looking after. When you think of it, like that engine is 80 years old at this stage. So, got to be looked after. Look after it. It'll probably run away for a lifetime, but still, all you can't sort of playing around with what you're going to do with it. If this helps, John, I can tell you what it's like the day of. Sorry, if this helps, John, I can tell you that at like a day is normally June. So Tankfest, I don't remember, but I think it was August last time I went, so hopefully that helps. Yeah, just talking about sort of May, June for Tankfest. Yes, I followed them on YouTube, and you should all get over there and subscribe to them on YouTube. They're absolutely brilliant, and there's some fabulous tank talks and things like that. And they always do kind of videos for the Tiger Day and the Tank Fest stuff. But like I said, for the Tank Fest, you can obviously the crowds there, so getting in around and things like that be much kind of much harder to do. Hi guys, only been just notified you're on. Oh, sorry, Rob. Yeah, it's nearly over now. We've about 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes to go. The old interwebs. Not everybody gets notified, even after hitting the bell. But a couple of channels now that I watch regularly, and I know that I have the bell hitting, and it does take a while for the subscriptions to kind of come around. Mr. Golden V, I'm Scottish. Ah, yes, so it was another Scottish friend of mine. He likes the IBG stuff, and he did a Scammell. He did a couple of actually. He did the one with the breakdown one as well. Very very nice job. Or are they both breakdowns? There's both Scammells. But Del Dear, night John, going to go for a walk with the boss. Oh, boss talks. You have to obey the boss. You have to obey the boss. I'm the boss in my house. Rachel said I could say that. I suppose that's the same in every house. The man is the boss. The woman says he can say that. I mean, that they ran it in biodiesel during the war. Oh, they probably, yeah, they were making they had to make their own freaking stuff during the war, didn't they? I mean, there's sort of quite a lot of synthetic fuels and things during the war. Not everything was so perfect. That's why they had a lot of breakdowns as well. It was because of the bio stuff. Go to your local Maybach dealer. Yes. If you have a local Maybach dealer. Yeah. Well, they're cheap old cars anyway, the old Maybachs, aren't they? Maybach make the best engines for sure. They do. Go into a Mercedes dealer and tell them that you want the Maybach SL 220 or 440 or whatever it is, and ask them how much that would cost. You want to win the lotto to fucking buy it, I'll tell you that much. Peter Rogers, you go to love David Fletcher on the tank chats. Oh, you do. The moustache of knowledge. That's what I'd call him. The moustache of knowledge. He's gas. He's gas. I love the way what he did when. If you ever notice a couple of his videos when he's saying that these opinions are my opinions. If you've got your own opinions, you're entitled to that. But don't fucking go telling me. I don't want to know about it at all. he's keep your opinions to yourself. In other words, fair play to him. Yeah. He's definitely a character as good old Mr. Fletcher. He knows his stuff though. Fair knows his stuff. Mr. Golden V, apart from the Rolls Royce, that is. Yeah, the Maybach or the Rolls. I suppose they're sort of they both be sort of classed amongst the same, quality engines. Right. Commander Wolfman, God, I was trying to say Tankfest is sometimes happen in May, June time, and Tiger Day is sometimes in August. No, that's okay. I knew what you were trying to say, but I was trying to read it and read it out loud. It was making no sense whatsoever. I was trying to kind of make sense of it while I was reading it. But, I knew what you were trying to say. Okay. I agree at Mr. Golden V. Yes. Still waiting for my delivery of the Hobby Boss German KV4502P. Vern, so hopefully ASAP for the build. Yeah, hopefully it'll come in time. The VK4502P. That's the is that the Porsche, the ordinary Porsche Tiger, really, isn't it? Or is it the what I did, the Elephant? I'm not sure. It's either the Elephant or the Porsche Tiger, one or the other, isn't it? It makes life much easier letting them be boss. How do you mean let them be boss? Just try and put your foot down and you see how far it goes down and how long it'll stay down. You'll find out that your foot means nothing. Their foot means everything. Women run the planet. Men like to think they do, but women actually fucking do. And as soon as you admit that to yourself, the sooner you'll live a lot longer, I tell you, and safer. Night, John, and keep safe, sleep well, and keep modelling. Mr. Common Road Junction is off to bed. Good night, Mr. Common Road Junction, and keep building those trains. Fair play to you. Fair play to you. Anyone is entitled to... Everyone is entitled to my opinion. Yes. Yeah. It's my opinion. I'm going to give it whether you want it or not. Cushman NYC is off as well. He's got a run. See you soon. Commander Wolfman. Kevin, how are you? Thanks, John. Great talk. Go to Mrs. See you later. No problem. It's Porsche prototype for the Tiger 2. All right. Did not know that. Porsche prototype for the Tiger 2. Don't think I've actually seen that. Have I ever seen that? I must check that out actually. What is it? It's a VK 4502. 4502P. I will check that out and see if I sort of seen that before. See, a lot of things when they give names and things, I don't know. The chassis of the Elephant Tank Destroyer was the Tiger P. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was the original Tiger P. And he'd already got the chassis. He built 50 of them, convinced that his good old friend Mr. Hitler, because they were the best of friends, was going to give him the go ahead and win the contract for the Tiger, and probably would have got it too if it didn't break down on the day. So Hinchel ended up getting it and Porsche them and going, well, I've already built 50 fucking chassis. So they converted them then into the Ferdinands first, and then after Kursk, then when they dragged and hauled the rest of them back, they didn't break down or got blown up. They converted them then to the Heffalumps, the elephants. Followed a lot of the ideas, including the Porsche Tiger 1, like the engine in the middle and the longitudinal torsion bars. Yes, didn't they? Isn't that the one that they used for the Jagdtiger? Was that the base that they used for the Jagdtiger? Because I know that the Jagdtiger is practically, say, Tiger to the King Tiger body, but it's got the Porsche suspension and things like that. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that the Jagdtiger has the Porsche suspension, whereas the King Tiger has the torsion bars. Because the electric motor kept catching fire. Yeah, well, I mean, when you look at it, like it was technology ahead of its time. It was a case of brilliant, great idea, but they hadn't quite perfected it yet. It couldn't really handle the weight and the strain that was causing on the engines. It was just causing them to sort of put too much pressure on them, and they couldn't kind of figure out how to, sort it out. And a couple of technologies had to be kind of better discovered, shall we say? And I mean, when you think of it, I wouldn't be a lover of electric car nowadays, even. they don't have the mileage, they don't have the range. And I mean, even at that, then after a couple of years, you're stuck. You have to buy yourself a whole new battery, and the replacement price for batteries for electric cars is absolutely fucking ridiculous. You'd be better off fucking dumping the whole car, and then you're probably going to have a big fee for proper disposal of them. So it's not a case of the old, like an old car, your old petrol or diesel car. When that car finished its life, bring it down to the scrapyard, it'll give you a couple of quid and crush it. With electric cars, because something there popped up. I was watching it there on the YouTubes. Some chap in America was giving out, and he got a bill of $3,000 to scrap his electric vehicle after a crash. He couldn't just sort of just scrap it and leave it there or whatever. It cost him $3,000 to scrap it because of the proper disposal for the batteries. So, are they all that they're cracked up to be? I don't think so. Give another couple of years. The technology is there, but they're just a little bit like video recorders when they came out. I remember video recorders when they came out, they were 1,000 quid. Now you pick them up for a couple of pence. And purely because the technology was expensive at the time. It's like Harry Houdini said, opinions are like arseholes. We all have one, but nobody wants to think or smell. There you go. That's for sure. Was that Harry Houdini said that? I didn't know that. I think there was a variant of the Jagdtiger with Porsche suspension. Actually, the one in the Tank Museum is the Porsche suspension. The Porsche suspension. One of the bogies is actually missing from one side, and if you actually look at the tank talks from the Tank channel, David Willey gives a nice talk on it, and he explains that it's the Porsche suspension that they used on it. The chassis was good, the engine and electric systems were bad, but that gun, the damn 88mm, bye Sherman, bye everything, anything at all. Because it was even said he was even better 88 than what was on the ordinary Tigers. It was just, I think, the extra length was giving them that little bit more of a kick, and they had a much longer round as well, so they had a little bit more propellant. They had the longer barrel is what gives it that that sort of muzzle velocity, because I think the longer the barrel, the more velocity you get out of the front of the shooty thing. The bullety thing was faster out of the pipey thing. So anyway, that's about it. I'm going to love you and leave you and catch you during the week for further updates on the mouse. Okay. Hope you all liked my camouflage scheme on that. I think it came out absolutely freaking fabulous. I love it. But then again, I would because I did it. And, what works for me, and I build for me. I mean, I'm kind of built for you as well. But overall, I really, I do it to please me. And if it pleases me, I'm sure that it'll please other people as well. So next step for that now is to give it a glass coat and decals. Transfers, stickers. I watched a kind of a video last night on what is the proper pronunciation for decals. And the man came up basically as they were both wrong. And it was actually decal, because it's a variation of the original is a variation of a French word. I won't say what the French word is, but it's the E with the kind of the accent over it makes the E sound an A. So it's a decal. So it'd be a decal. So we're all wrong. Okay. So that's why a lot of the times I say decals, decals, transfers, and stickers. I call them decals myself. Okay. And we're not going to get into an argument over. Anyway, lads, good evening. Good night, should I say. I'll catch you all next week for another live stream where we can all just chat away and whatever it is we do. And don't forget, join me during the week for updates on the mouse. So until then, take care, enjoy your modelling, be safe, wear your mask when you're outdoors, wash the hands, plenty of sanitizer and all that kind of thing. Social distancing, the usual, and we'll get through this. And I'll catch you on the next one. So, go and buy yourself a kit, build it, enjoy it, or enter the group build and win yourself a kit. See you soon. Take care.